Look.
It's hailing. In the previous episode, we went through everything. We got stuck on a mountain road with Pantera. Then the police stopped us at night. We woke up camping at a gas station. We visited Sequoia National Park, where we saw the largest tree in the world, and we ended up in rain that turned into hail.
I press the rear brake and it skids. So we're going very calmly, very slowly. People turn around, look. And I don't know if they're scared or what. Wow, this is really slippery. Look, see? Look. See? Look at this hail. Incredible. The rain doesn't stop, it just keeps going. It won't leave you alone. But what amazing experiences we're having. Who's gonna take that away from you, Evita? Who can take it away? Like I always say, it's not a problem, it's a new experience. It's snowing. Why should we worry? Is it raining? Why should we worry? Whatever happens, it's always a new experience. You have to take it in the best way possible. Let's go.
We're leaving Sequoia National Park, the second oldest national park in the United States.
I'm going to step aside for a bit to dry off because my suit got wet when it was raining. So with this heat, it helps a lot. It's 38 degrees. We've been riding in 4 or 5 degrees. Amazing.
We started.
Let's go for this. A spectacular and little traveled route to Bass Lake, a lake I saw on the map and liked.
And I wonder if I'm the one, but...
Look at this road. Look at this highway, this view we have. Look at that cliff.
We can take it slow. And I know that it's over.
The day is coming to an end and we have to see where we're going to sleep, whether we camp or find some accommodation.
Thank you for watching the video.
We're passing through this little town called North Fork. Everything seems kind of quiet, doesn't it? But the interesting thing is that this is the center of California. Let's go, we still have 15 minutes left and we're with the last ray of sunlight. The thing is, it's covered by clouds, but we're almost there. Come on, we're almost there. No, look at this. This is crazy. Look how beautiful, how nice. Look at this dam. And you know what I like about it? Plus, look at these little rocks. Well, these giant stones. Look at this beautiful dam. Such a nice place. Well, now let's look for a place to stay. That's the most important thing. Before it gets dark because the sun is already gone.
This artificial lake is called Bass Lake, located in Madera County, California, about 23 kilometers south of the entrance to Yosemite National Park.
Well...
I've already found the place where we're going to camp. Look, I'm going to set up here because it's a little drier here. I was looking for spots and they're all kind of muddy because it rained a lot, as you can see. We have our little table, we parked the bike, and we have the fire pit over there. I don't have anything to make a fire with, but well, we have a fire pit, just in case. Look, check out how nice this is. We're going to set up here. There are a couple more motorhomes too. And the good thing is, we have a view of the lake, which is back there. You can't see it much, but it's there. And we have the bathrooms here too. We're going to set up the tent. I'm going to cook something and get some rest.
Be here every morning.
The dam was built in 1910 to generate hydroelectric power and control the flow of water.
Be the beauty of your home. All the days I'm here, bueno.
I'm all set. We have the motorcycle, we have the tent. I already inflated the air mattress. We have everything, including the little table, so I'll cook something. There are lots of mosquitoes. I just used some off repellent. The weather is really nice. It seems like it rained last night, but today will be clear and nice. The good thing is there aren't
any signal at all.
All right, let's eat something. What's on the menu today? Some meat. Let's eat some delicious meat. Let's heat it up a bit. Salt to taste. This looks like a master chef show. It's going to be spectacular. Listen, listen. Delicious. And we have a little salad. In the meantime, I'm going to eat the little fruits that I was given today. Look, do you know how sweet they are? how delicious they are. Be here morning. I'm such an idiot. Nonsense, what's wrong with me? I was about to turn the thing over. I'm such an idiot. Things that happen. The thing is, my arms are too spread out. Yeah, because of the stove. Since the pan is small, it slips away from me. I like it kind of rare, so let's see how this turns out. Yeah, no, good thing I took it out. There it is inside. Cheers. Sometimes the plate feels a little small for me. No, it's there, but you know when you say, what a good choice? Well, these are those moments. This is the second one. Look, this is how it is. Just the way I like it. If it talks, even better. I give it a name and that's it, and I move on. I'll tell you, I came to throw something away here in these trash bins that are in these areas. How nice. I see this sign and... Beware of bears. Close this trash bin. Thank you, I thought there weren't any bears here. I was super relaxed. So, well, there are bears. Notice that, well, they close it like this. See? So that they don't... Well, here you throw things away, and then you have to put it back, right? There, so that, well, if the bear comes and tries to lift it, it can't. It's clever, really. So there are little bears here, how nice. Luckily, I'm going to show you. A few days ago, I bought a bear spray. I got one just in case. Since at Bass Pro Shop, they sell everything, so it's great. You take it out here, it's a quick option. You just spray like this right away. To be prepared. So, well, I'm going to keep it close just in case. It's 11 at night. I mean, it's as quiet as a church. There are several motorhomes here, but everyone has gone to bed. So, well, I just cleared everything off the table, mainly because of the bears, and I put everything away in my suitcases. Am I going to sleep with the spray? And with just the little water bottle off to bed, that's it. Well, now earplugs ready, nothing more to say. Good night, see you tomorrow, bye.
Day of novenas in heaven, bye, 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 bye. Prisoner, a full bottle of water in bed, escaping from the sound. It will sink soon, deep down a tide is coming. Good morning.
Beautiful morning, isn't it? What a spectacular day. Good morning, have a good day. Let's get up.
We blow for a while and that's enough for you to wake up.
Bass Lake went from being a center of energy production to becoming an important tourist destination with resorts, marinas, and events. A perfect place to relax and enjoy nature.
Things won't fit if you're going to be charged more.
Good morning. What a breakfast we had this morning. It's not because I ate something, it's because I was here setting things up and the man came. And he says to me, hello, how are you? He asks, do I have a reserved table? And I say, no, I just came in, you know? And I say, well, I say, I'll camp somewhere, you know? I get into the tent and tomorrow someone will come, right? To charge you for the spot. Turns out he says to me, well, yes, I have to charge you. Okay, perfect. I ask him, how much is it? $52? What do you mean? $52? I say, seriously? Or I say, did I misunderstand, you know, with my super English? He says, no, $52. No, it can't be. There's nobody or anything here. Over there, I saw some signs I hadn't noticed before. I didn't expect camping to be this expensive. I mean, you know when you say no? I mean, imagine that a Motel 6, where we sometimes stay, costs $65 and a campsite, which doesn't even have a shower. It costs $60, I paid $52.
Right, but the man explained to me that here they charge you for the plot. I mean, they charge you for the whole space. So, it's fine. I mean, it's not bad. The mistake was mine for not understanding and not researching a bit, which isn't easy either because there's no one here. Like I always say, it's not a problem, it's a new experience. And you don't lose, you learn. So anyway, we had an amazing night.
Amazing.
And And how can I close the path I chose to step upon trees?
Okay, done. I set everything up.
I packed the tent away.
Everything's packed up. We're going to start at 9:50 in the morning. We're doing great with the schedule, really. You deserve to be congratulated. I just lubricated the chain a little bit. You should always do it at night, actually, when you arrive. But, well, I forgot last night, so I just did a bit of lubrication and cleaned it up a little. With nothing more to say, let's get going. We're leaving this fantastic, beautiful campsite, but it's also quite pricey. Look at the lake. Bass Lake, how beautiful it is. It's a perfect morning, a biker's morning with 25 degrees. You can still feel the coolness, but in a little while, the warmth of the sun will start to hit.
I could fight like a wounded soldier.
We're getting closer to our next destination, Yosemite Park, as important and well known as Sequoia.
Look at the line to get into the park. We're here at the entrance, and there's also a long line behind us. We've been waiting in line for about 10 minutes.
That's the idea.
Yeah, thank you. Welcome to Yosemite Park. Notice that there's a gas station here, right in the middle of the park. So we're going to fill up while we're here, just in case. There are only 4 pumps. That's it. It's pretty nice. This is a park where there are a lot of bears. Here, it's likely you might run into one, so there are more precautions in place. As for the camping areas, like where to store food, for example, the place where I camped last night didn't have anywhere to store food. That's really strange because if it's a place where there are bears, there should be one.
You don't mess around with bears because they live in temperate forests below 2,400 meters in elevation, which means right here.
Look, I stopped here on the side of the road. Look at this view. It's amazing. There's even a waterfall over there. But check this out. It's crazy. This rock kind of slopes down. And they built a road right there. Look, that's where the road goes. There are cars there. Well, that's where we're going to pass. But look how it slopes down perfectly. And the road is built perfectly.
Yosemite Park is located in the Sierra Nevada of California with an area of about 3,081 square kilometers.
I came across a tunnel. Look, it goes through the whole mountain. This tunnel is 0.5 miles, no more. Actually, 1 mile is in total. 1 mile is 1 kilometer. 0.6. No, look at this. What is this place?
In a cloudy southern sky.
Look at this view.
Look at this image. The one we see back there is the Brida Deli waterfall.
Which is...
To our right, we have a full view of the Brida Deli Falls. What an amazing waterfall. This is the one I was showing you from that lookout point. Look at this, how beautiful it is. Look at the amount of water falling. Look at how immense it is. Look, there's another waterfall over there. Do you see it?
And wash the blood from your cold.
The park is famous for its granite cliffs, crystal clear rivers, waterfalls, and giant sequoia forests.
Will the rain ever...
Hey, I think I'm going to stop here, Pim Picnic area. Let's see if we can find our spot to have breakfast. What a beautiful wooded area. Besides, you know how nice it smells, that scent of pine, of logs, you know, of firewood. Look at the place we're in, all alone, with no one around, but the view we have over there, that view, look at it, wow. I love being somewhere quiet and alone, away from tourist chaos. This is the peace I needed. Look, these are the strawberries from yesterday. Do you remember? We have banana, we have nuts, we have everything so good. What I like is making breakfast the way I like it, at my own pace. All right, let's go inside. Look how beautiful, what a beautiful forest. It's so lovely. Seriously, I feel like I need a good long dirt road now. I already got the itch. I need a little bit of adrenaline. But well, Sebita, for now we won't have any adrenaline, so just deal with it. We're going to keep exploring this amazing national park. Look at this, look, this waterfall is insane, seriously.
Through each night we'll keep, but
We're standing in front of Yosemite Falls, the iconic waterfall here in Yosemite National Park. This waterfall is one of the tallest in North America with a free fall of 740 meters. Remember that the tallest one in the world is in Venezuela, in Canaima, and it's Angel Falls with a drop of 980 meters. And we were there. We experienced it, we felt it, and we enjoyed it to the fullest. Let me tell you that the current flow of the waterfall is because winter just ended, so all the snow that remains accumulated on top, since all of this is a very rocky ground, the mountain doesn't end up absorbing it completely. So what happens is that it starts to seep through and falls with a lot of intensity. Another thing, for example, look up there, there's a rock. Do you see it, that rock that sticks out? That rock you just saw changes shape over the years. Why? Well, because the ice ends up breaking it a lot. The ice really wears down the rock and causes a lot of damage to everything. Trees, rocks, soil. Right. We made it. Look up there. I don't know if you can see the sky, but it's black and there's a lot of thunder. We're leaving quickly because if we don't, the rain will come. Luckily, look, we're heading this way. I mean, we're going straight ahead and over there. Basically, we're heading away from the storm. But look how dark it is up there. The rain is right on our heels again. Let's go before it's too late.
Walked in a while.
These landscapes are incredible. We're passing by now. Do you remember this rock? We saw it from the other side. We're going along this route that's literally on the edge of the cliff. And it's perfectly made. Look at this tunnel. What a sight. It's perfectly built so you can go all along the edge of the mountain. Look at those cliffs. Look at this view.
The years and the tears you spent are worth it all. It's worth it all.
We're already leaving the national park and we're on one of the highest routes in the national park. The road is pretty rough. It's patched up in places, a bit broken. Because since it's one of the highest parts, look, here too we have cracks everywhere. It suffers a lot because of the snow, like I told you before, because of the ice. Yes, it's one of the last ones to open. And you also have to keep in mind that when the thaw comes, it can carry logs. It can carry rocks. So everything in the ground starts to loosen up. And that's when, for example, a rock might fall and end up breaking part of the cement. See, look here how everything is broken. It's a pleasure to be able to take this route. Just a week ago, this was closed. So just imagine. Now we're good. Bye, 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 bye. Yosemite Park. Let's keep exploring the state of California, but heading north. Let's go, we're getting closer and closer to reaching Canada. Covering miles to discover new places is what we do best. And with Pantera, we put on some good music and keep adding new experiences. And also treating ourselves to simple pleasures.
like these.
Before hitting the road again, I stopped at these places that sell you local fruits from the region, and I stopped again. I'm a big fan, and you have no idea how many delicious things they have. They have so many things. They have blackberries, strawberries, oranges, grapes, apples, plums, and watermelon. I read a sign that said avocados like 10 for $1, so I stopped right away, no hesitation. Also, from what I was seeing, this area produces honey. There are a lot of beehives, and you can see it's full of homemade honey from around here. Wow, everything is so delicious, seriously. Here I found the avocados. Look, 10 for $1. But they're these little ones, see? They're the little ones too. They're really good. You know what? They're mini avocados, tiny avocados. Let's try them, let's test them out. I bought some, look, but they're mini. There are 10 little ones, you see? And some honey to try as well, right? Wow, this looks really good. Look at this, it looks amazing. I see that this is the best choice I made for the box. I'm a fan of avocado or palta, whatever you want to call it.
And speaking of paltas and avocados, we're heading to San Francisco, next destination on this motorcycle trip around the world.
Stay tuned.
Because this is going to be good.
Thank you.
And with this movie-like sunset, welcome to San Francisco, a city I've wanted to visit for a long time before heading north.
Thank you for the video.
Look where we are. Where are we? We are crossing one of the main bridges in San Francisco, the Oakland Bay Bridge. Welcome. Look how far we've come. I can't believe it. Look where we are. Look at this sunset. Can you believe this? How beautiful.
How beautiful this city is. I already want to get to know it and I already want to show it to you.
This bridge, called the Oakland Bay Bridge, was built over 3 years and is 7.2 kilometers long.
0.2 kilometers of
The bridge is 160 meters high from the water, and trains used to cross it until 1958.
I saw the demons out of myself. The bridge was built in 3 years with 161 kilometers constructed. The bridge was built, the bridge was constructed, the bridge was built during the bridge was built.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the city of San Francisco. We are in one of the most iconic cities in the world and on one of the most iconic streets in the world, where its unique cable car, its distinctive facades, and the architecture throughout the city make it truly unique. We are on the street, none other than the famous cable car street where everyone takes pictures. Look, the cable car passes right here. San Francisco was founded in 1776 by Spanish colonizers, but its greatest growth came after what became known as the Gold Rush in 1849. Let's stop here.
When we talk about the Gold Rush, I'm referring to a period of mass migration, driven by the discovery of gold in different parts of the world. The most famous one happened in California in 1848 when James Marshall found gold in Coloma, which triggered an avalanche of fortune seekers.
The cable car just passed behind me, and this is one of the most touristy, best known and most important streets here in San Francisco. As I mentioned before, the most explosive growth that San Francisco experienced was during the gold rush. Well, thousands of people looking for fortune started coming to this whole region and began to settle here in this city. That's why it experienced such strong growth in the years 1849 and later in 1873. Nearly 100 years after San Francisco was founded, the cable car was inaugurated in 1873. It's over 100 years old, a lot, about 150 years more or less. The cable car is an iconic symbol of the city, obviously, because when you say San Francisco, what's the first thing that comes to mind? The cable car, right? And its steep streets. Honestly, I didn't know about it, and it's a pleasure to be here showing it to you. But something really crazy is that 19 years after the cable car was installed in 1873, in 1892, they installed electric streetcars, which made getting around the city a lot easier, right? Why? They greatly expanded all the routes. Look at this Waymo, which is like an Uber, drives itself. These are Ubers that drive completely on their own. They don't have a driver. What a paradox, right? We are standing in front of the streetcar, one of the oldest types of cable-drawn vehicles in the world. They still operate them here in San Francisco, and it's the only place in the world where a streetcar is operated manually. I'm going to tell you how this works. Underneath all these rails, because you might say, hey, the cable car doesn't have a cable, there's absolutely nothing visible. Well, underneath these rails, there are steel cables that run along the entire route of the cable car, with the longest being 3.4 kilometers long. That means the steel cable is 3.4 kilometers long, and it's pulled by pulleys and machinery. There's a cable there. Do you see it? That's the steel cable right there. Through that steel cable, the cable car has a grip system, it's called, that when the operator activates it, this grip grabs the steel cable, and what it does is start to propel itself, right? And it's the same when stopping, it releases and activates a brake. And you might ask, hey, why? Look, here's another one that runs on its own. There are plenty of these. You might ask, why did they make this cable system? Well, San Francisco has the particularity that it has these steep streets, which are really very steep, especially for public transportation like the tram, right? So what this cable system does is make sure it never goes down at that speed and has the necessary strength to go up calmly and without any problem. For those who enjoy this engineering work, it's a work of art and a pleasure to experience this place. Here comes the tram, and I want to show you something very special, the brakes. The brakes are those little wooden pieces you see there, right? They're made of wood. Watch as he's about to use them. He's going to brake now, okay? Look, they just went down, see? They went down there, look, and it keeps going. Those are the brakes, and they're made of wood. Do you see them? That's what you see down there.
Thank you for the video. Thank you. Can you find another ride?
Look at the slope. Notice the slope of the streets, right? I'm filming like this so you can see and appreciate what the slope is like. Here, the pedestrian is always the priority. Imagine that at the time, cable cars were essential for getting around. Let's go up this street. Come on. This slope is crazy. It's incredible, really. At the beginning of the 1900s, the city suffered a very, very big earthquake. It completely destroyed it. And well, from there they rebuilt it again. That's why it has a mix of old and modern construction. Honestly, I think that's what makes it unique too.
And you find another ride.
This tram that we see here, for example, is still the cable one. You have to be a bit careful here when it rains because this gets really slippery with a motorcycle. Imagine that the only 3 lines still in operation, one is 3.4 kilometers long, another is 3.4, and the other is, I think, 2.5 kilometers. Altogether, they add up to about 10.5 kilometers of tram lines in the whole city. And now we're arriving at one of the most iconic and world-famous streets here in San Francisco, called Lombard Street. Yes, it's the one we have down here, and it's the one we're about to go through now with Pantera. Notice that everyone is already filming, everyone recording, because it's an iconic street to go down walking on a scooter, by car, with a dog, on a donkey or whatever. It really is iconic. Look here, people are also recording. And we're not going to be left behind with Pantera, right, Pante? Now we're going down Lombard Street, a street that has a full view of the city and where a lot of people live, yes, in the surrounding area. But the unique thing about this street is that it wasn't made as a tourist attraction or just because they thought, hey, it looks nice, it looks picturesque. No, it's that this street back in 1922 had a 27% grade. That's how it was. Yes, and you can still see it because the incline is still there. What's going on? For the cars of that time, it was a super steep street, very hard to go up and down, right? Imagine if you set up a brake or clutch shop here or something like that, you'd become a millionaire. Because all the streets are like this. So a local resident here said, hey, I'm gonna make a street that makes it easier for vehicles to go up and down. So what he did was make this winding path. That way the street would be less steep and end up with a 17-degree incline. So we're going through Lombard Street with Pantera, an iconic street here in San Francisco and in the world.
We're going to leave the city for a while and sail through the San Francisco Bay to one of the most visited places in the city, but where nobody wants to stay.
We're on the ferry heading to see what was and what is one of the most famous and iconic prisons in the world, but especially in the United States, Alcatraz. Behind me is the Golden Gate, one of the most famous bridges in the world. So let's go explore this terrible prison that I was so eager to show you.
Teach my soul to sing your song. Even when my eyes can't see. When I can't seem to carry on.
We are about to enter Alcatraz, better known as the Rock. This prison began as a military fortress and a military prison in the 19th century. Later, it served as one of the maximum security prisons in the United States. We are on the outskirts of the prison, but one of the first places we're going to come across are the military guard posts, right? That's where they stood guard and kept watch to make sure no one got close to the prison. Here we have a little window you'll come with me to see. And if you can see, we enter this room and we have one of the gun emplacements. This is where the guard stood watch. Take a look at this. Solid, pure iron. This is wood, okay? This is iron. And look at these gun emplacements. They were very alert by the little window, and if someone got close, boom, bang. These cannons we have here were some of the smallest ones. The biggest ones weighed 22,000 kilos. And the cannonballs weighed 200 kilos each and could reach up to 3 miles. So just imagine the power they had. To move each of the big ones, which weighed 22,000 kilos, they had to use more than 12 people. So just imagine what it was like in those days, the weather and everything. And well, they really had to work as a team here to move through all the gun emplacements, right? Just imagine, there were 111 gun emplacements all around the perimeter of the island so they could aim at the enemy. The prison is designed to prevent any kind of escape, since with the currents and the freezing water, it's pretty much impossible to get away, right? But there were 14 escape attempts, one of which in 1962 may have succeeded. It's not known if it was successful or not because 3 prisoners disappeared completely and were never heard from again, so no one knows if they survived. It's assumed that they died in the attempt, but you never really know if they actually managed to escape from Alcatraz or not.
And that's all. Thank you for watching the video.
Did you contemplate my baby?
We are going up to the highest part of the island, which is where we have the cells. One of the most iconic and most important places here in the prison is that whole area up there.
I'm tired of figuring out whether you're in.
We are entering the cell area. Notice that everything is barred. And here we enter the cell area. Look, we just passed the first door, which is this one, right? This first gate, this door with a little window here, and a third security door, so we're going in. We're in the shower area. In this part, the inmates would come, leave their dirty clothes, get into the shower. They would bathe twice a week, right? And notice that there's a huge row, which is about 40 showers in total. And in the past, there were dividers, but, well, in 1950, because the guards wanted to see if anyone was doing something strange or to prevent assaults and such, all the dividers were removed and they bathed, completely without privacy. This was the area where when they finished showering, they would come, grab their clean clothes and go upstairs to the cells. They'd grab and open it here, letting water out, and there was a spot for the soap. Here, When you enter the cell area, they give you these audio guides so you can listen clearly in Spanish, in your own language, let's say. The whole guide is so you know all the information, so that's great. But this is for entering the cells. This was the exact route the inmates used to take. They would finish showering, get changed, and go up these stairs to the cells. We're inside the cell area and we're on the first floor of the cell block. Notice that this image shows you 4 officers who worked here at the prison, and each one shares his testimony through the headphones. Honestly, the guided tour is great because it tells you the story of both the officers and also the 4 most well-known, famous and dangerous prisoners that Alcatraz ever had. They were Thompson, Banner, Cohn, and Guillen. Obviously, I think it's recreated. They're not the real ones, but the experience of coming to visit the prison is really great. This hallway takes you from this corridor to the other, and they call it the shortcut. This cell block is called Broadway, which is where the prisoners came as soon as they arrived, and they were made to walk here naked in front of everyone. They had to be very strict about order and cleanliness. Coming to Alcatraz really was the end of the world. We're in the dining area, which is where the inmates came. They had the tables. They would walk through here, which is the kitchen area. They'd get served with their tray, and each one would sit at their table. Check this out. This is the whole kitchen area. Obviously, everything is barred, so you can't access knives or any items. So there's no sabotage here inside the kitchen area, right off the dining hall. Let's go outside. Notice that this door separates the cell area from the yard where the prisoners would come and do their activities, exercise. And check out the view they had. From here you can see the Golden Gate. This was one of the least desirable areas of the prison because it was more of an isolation area. There are 6 cells in which you are completely isolated and in the dark. Look, we're going to enter one of them. We're inside one of the whole cells, where some of the most dangerous prisoners of Alcatraz have been held. It was a very dark place, completely in the dark, where this door would close and then this other one, isolating you completely, totally. Which one is it? There must be hundreds of documentaries about Alcatraz. I didn't want to miss visiting, getting to know it, and sharing my experience with you as well, showing it to you in my own way. We say goodbye to Alcatraz with this impressive view of the city of San Francisco. The Oakland Bridge, which is the one we took to get to San Francisco. And back there we have the Golden Gate, one of the most iconic bridges in San Francisco, in California, and in the United States.
Goodbye. They say the best is saved for last, so we're going to end the day by reaching another milestone in our journey. Welcome to the Golden Gate.
Now, here we are. Look at where we are, where we've arrived, and the bridge we're about to cross. We're starting to cross the famous Golden Gate. Look at this. Look at this structure.
Everything is bright again now.
Look at all these piles, steel cables and braces. It's crazy to be crossing this bridge. It has been, is, and will be the star of thousands of movies. We've seen it in millions of photos, and now we're crossing it. Pante, look where we are. How beautiful, with this fantastic sunset, a magnificent day, a little mist hiding over there, out there by the sea.
How wonderful it is to have made it here. What happiness. Now we're going to a little spot that I think you can see from over there with the whole sunset. We're going through this tunnel that goes through the mountain, and it's a tunnel that's almost a kilometer long. But the most interesting thing is that it's only one lane and there's a traffic light. So when people are coming from this side, they stop, and you can see them here, they're stopped. So this traffic light indicates whether you can go or not. And when we're done passing from one side, then the people from the other side come through.
Thank you.
Now, without further ado, we're in front of the Golden Gate, this famous bridge that started construction in 1933 and was finished in 1937. Do you know how much it cost? $18 million.
It is 223 meters tall.
Just as you're hearing. Before the bridge, you had to cross from one shore to the other by ferry, but well, with the high traffic demand and everything, they had to build this bridge, which seemed really crazy because of the amount of wind, gusts, and conditions, right? The bridge is located from one pillar to the other, and there are only two pillars. There's a 1,200 meter span, meaning 1,200 meters that aren't supported by anything, right? And it's held up by steel cables. Land. It's crazy, an engineering feat that's truly something to tip your hat to.
Its length made it the longest suspension bridge in the world at the time. The bridge's distinctive orange color was chosen for its visibility in the fog, which luckily wasn't an issue for us since we got a super clear day. The Golden Gate has 6 lanes for vehicles and protected lanes for pedestrians and cyclists.
Lanes for vehicles, lanes for pedestrians, and...
These nets you see on the sides were installed to prevent suicides. They are made of stainless steel and are 6 meters below the bridge. These incidents used to be very common, but with the net, suicides decreased by 73% compared to the annual average.
I wish I could stop time and stay from here.
From the Golden Gate, cheers. We couldn't skip having some mate. It's chilly too. I'm telling you, it's cold. Look at this view. Enjoying a warm mate with this chill. It couldn't be better. It's amazing. To contemplate this and enjoy it, from San Francisco we continue our journey